Session 9 presents The Church Transforming and Reforming. The final session of this Bible study series will expand the transformation theme to the life of the whole church. Jesus' words in the opening verses of Acts are the hinge between this entire Bible study series and the final session. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. Jesus' disciples answered his call to witness to the good news, and many people in Judea and Samaria became baptized believers. Because some of these new Christians were ethnic Gentiles, not practicing Jews, questions arose about whether and how to include them in the community. Acts 15 recounts a meeting of church leaders in Jerusalem to decide the proper relation between Jewish law and Gentile believers. David Teedy is a Lutheran Bible scholar and former seminary president, and a friend who has generously helped me to become a better student and teacher of the Bible. He summarizes how the Christ-centered mission in Acts continued God's covenant with the children of Israel. He says, Luke Acts is the story of how God turned Israel from preserving itself into an instrument of God's saving light for the nations of the world. God's justification of the ungodly is a remarkable, risky social strategy. Luke's messianic commentary proves that this was God's mission all along. Session 9 explores how our own church can be transformed and reformed for mission. The Leader Guide provides specific illustrations of new ways Christians are striving to better serve God's mission in the world. They are responding to the biblical call for care of the earth, God's good creation. Through interreligious dialogue and shared action, Christians are gaining understanding and respect for religious others. At the same time, they are being transformed and strengthened in their own faith commitments. It is my hope that in this final session, we will continue studying the beginnings of the Christian church as led by the risen Christ and the Holy Spirit, learn about the conclusion of Paul's ministry in Rome, study the tensions between Jewish and Gentile believers in the mid-first century church, and the implications for Jewish-Christian relations today, and consider how Paul's advice to the Corinthian Roman Christians might guide the church in the modern world. My thanks to you all for spending the better part of a year with transforming life and faith. I hope and trust that the Bible passages we have discussed will help us all consider how the church today can, as Paul wrote in Romans, discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. It is no small challenge to discern and do God's will in the messiness of everyday life. But we go forward in hope. And hope does not disappoint us because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit that has been given to us. Thank you.